to the lesser. These are all Christian values. So what I'm getting at, though, is if we remove Christian values, which you may or may not be suggesting, what do we replace them with?
I guess my question is more centered around using taxpayer dollars. Well, I guess I can leave with a question. How do you feel about
to the lesser? These are all Christian.
So now that the dust is settled and we can finally take emotion out of the equation, and don't get me wrong, I'm still emotional, but it's time to ask the fundamental question: who really killed Charlie Kirk? Now, we know that this Tyler Robinson kid turned himself in. He was 22 years old. He was definitely a weirdo. He was sleeping with a transgender man who he was also rooming with, and his dad was a cop. He definitely is a perfect fall guy for this. And maybe he did pull the trigger, but I want to look at this through more of an abstract lens. Now, there's a lot of videos surfacing on Twitter and other platforms. Some of them might be bullshit, but I do believe there's definitely some weird connections. Look, let's jump right into it. Obviously, the old guy, George Zinn, who was the first one who was arrested right after Charlie was shot, he was the one that was screaming, "I shot Charlie!" He also was actually interviewed on Ground Zero after 9/11. Just a very weird coincidence. So I don't want to say crisis actor, but it's definitely something to look into. Here's the video.
And we see that plane go in, and we just think, wow, and then I think it was, a 9/12 or something like that, that second plane hit that tower. Immediately chaos in that hotel lobby. There was, everybody was on cell phones. People had friends, family, everybody they knew in New York, and we just said, that's got to be something. That's terrorist attack or something like that.
Now, another really popular video that's floating around on Twitter is this hand signal guy, who I believe is part of Charlie's security detail. You can actually see him here in the, I'm going to put it up here, him doing these weird military hand signals, which definitely are military. Now, here's a new video that just came out. I just seen this today. It's another guy who, if the camera angles from the right side of Charlie, you can see this guy, and he definitely puts his hand up right as the shooting happens, and he has kind of a delayed reaction. So definitely something to look into. I don't want to, indict this guy over just a weird reaction. But this is the weirdest part. This is the part that there's just no explanation. This guy could possibly be part of Charlie's team, but you can see somebody actually come and dismantle the camera that was directly behind Charlie's head. Now, this is an active crime scene, so there should be nobody walking anywhere in the vicinity of this tent. So how does this guy walk with no police escort up to the tent and take down the camera? And it takes him about, 5 minutes to do it. This would be the perfect view of the shot. Now, I know that everybody always wants to blame the Jews, right? It's always the Jews' fault, right? And look, I'm not going to rule it out. I'm not going to rule out the Israeli government. Also, we know that Charlie had a lot of donors, some of them being Jewish. Many were Zionists. Look, and I'm sure he pissed a lot of people off.
And Jewish donors, they have a lot of explaining to do, a lot of decoupling to do, because Jewish donors have been the number one funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies, cultural institutions, and nonprofits. This is a beast created by secular Jews.
And there was times where he did go against Israel, but for the most part, I feel like he was an ally. So I just, it's hard for me to point the finger at the Israeli government because he was a Zionist. So I think we can rule that out. Obviously, the CIA, the FBI definitely could be involved. It wouldn't be the first time.